I'm here today. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you. I thought I'd start off with a song that is calling on the Spirit of God to just come and fill this room, and we can open our hearts as we prepare for today's service. Awaken my soul, come awake, to hunger, to seek, to thirst. Spirit of the living God, come fall afresh on me. Come wake me from my sleep. Blow through the caverns of my soul. Pour in me to overflow. To Awaken, first love, come do as you did at first. Spirit of the living God, come fall afresh on me. Come wake me from my sleep. Blow through the caverns of my soul. Pour in me to overflow. To overflow. Come and fill this place. Let your glory now invade. Spirit, come and fill this place. Let your glory now invade. Spirit of the living God, come fall afresh on me. Come wake me from my sleep. Blow through the caverns of my soul. Pour in me to overflow. To overflow.
Thank you, Nicola Linde. Thank you. This is your first time with us. Thank you for coming. I'm
Thank
so
you.
glad. So I have a lot of expectation. I've
Uh-oh.
heard, yeah. See, when you go on the YouTubes and you find out how good she can be, I was really excited. So I'm glad
I'm
you're
excited to
here.
be here.
So
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Unity of Tacoma. My name is Reverend Lori Erwin-Johnson, and I use the pronouns she and her. And if this is your first time here or your first time watching, I'm so glad that you decided to join us. And if you've been here before, you know you're always welcome here every single Sunday, and anytime you tune in on our YouTube or on our website, you're so welcome here. And so today we are going to have a really special service. We have a couple of new members that are coming in today. And so we had a new member class over the last couple of weeks that people were able to join, and we have a few people who would like to become members. So we're going to be installing those members today. And so that's how the service is going to go. It's going to be a tiny bit different than what we normally do, but not too much. So I try not to deviate too much from what you're used to. I'd like to start off first, though, with the prayer for protection. And for those of you who know the prayer for protection, please say it with me. If you're unaware or don't know the words, please just listen. Or if you're online, you can see that the words are on the screen. Let us pray. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. And wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And as we're sitting in prayer, let's just take a breath and just allow ourselves to relax and to be in the present moment, opening our hearts, opening our minds, opening the connection to spirit, allowing that communication between us and the divine to become more prevalent. To be aware is to open up. To be here is to be aware. We are so glad that each and every one of you have decided to join us this morning. So grateful for all of our friends and family who support us. So grateful for the Spirit that is with us each and every Sunday and each and every moment of each and every day. It is with this heart that I open this service today, as we welcome new members, welcome new friends, and welcome all who have come. We're so grateful for our community. It is what it is, and so it is. Amen. I'm going to invite Nicola back for some more music, and then we'll come back for our message.
So it's really interesting when Reverend Lori said, we're going to be welcoming some new members. I said to her, well, that's really funny because this song has been weighing very heavily on my heart this week. I've never played this song before, but something, the Spirit was telling me I needed to learn it for today, and it just so happens to fit with welcoming new members. What's so wonderful about a community like Unity is that you have a support group of people that you can lean on. If you need support, lean on community. You can be that support for somebody else as well. So please, if you know the song, sing along. Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, I'll be your friend, I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till if you need a hand, we all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem, you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. So if there is a load you have to bear that you can't carry, well, I'm right up the road. I'll share your load if you just call me, call me, call me. If you need a friend, call me, won't you call me?
Thank you. Thank you. Let's take a minute. I'm so glad that we're here together. It's going to be a wonderful connection, a day for being available for what it is that we need to be here for. We all know why we got up this morning. We all know why we're here this morning. We all have our different reasons for being here today. But I'm so glad you decided to be here today, because without you, it wouldn't be the same. I would like to start off our service today with an affirmation. And our affirmation today is I honor my sacred community. We are one. Let's say that together. I honor my sacred community. We are one. And our reading for today, I chose, and it can't be a surprise for anybody knows that I am a big fan of John O'Donohue. And I decided to choose something of him from his book, Eternal Echoes, Exploring Our Hunger to Belong. And it reads, the hunger to belong is at the heart of our nature. Cut off from others, we atrophy and turn in on ourselves. The sense of belonging is the natural balance of our lives. Mostly, we do not need to make an issue of belonging. When we belong, we take it for granted. There is some innocent, childlike side to the human heart that is always deeply hurt when we are excluded. Belonging suggests warmth, understanding, and embrace. No one was created for isolation. And when we become isolated, we are prone to being damaged, and our minds lose their flexibility and natural kindness. We become vulnerable to fear and negativity. The sense of belonging keeps you in balance amidst the inner and outer immensities. The ancient and eternal values of human life, truth, unity, goodness, justice, beauty, and love are all statements of true belonging. They are also the secret intention and dreams of human longing. Our bodies know that they belong. It's our minds that make our lives so homeless. Guided by longing, belonging is the wisdom of rhythm. When we are in rhythm with our own nature, things flow and balance naturally. Every fragment does not have to be relocated, reordered. Things cohere and fit according to their deeper impulse and instinct. Our modern hunger to belong is particularly intense. An increasing majority of people feel no belonging. We have fallen out of rhythm of life, and the art of belonging is the recovery of the wisdom of the rhythm. Perhaps your hunger to belong is always active and intense because you belonged so totally before you came here. The hunger to belong is the echo and reverberation of your invisible heritage. You are from somewhere else where you were known, embraced, and sheltered. This is also the secret root from which all longing grows. Something in you knows, perhaps remembers, that eternal belonging liberates longing into its surest and most potent creativity. This is why your longing is often wiser than your conventional sense of appropriateness, safety, and truth. Your longing desires to take you toward the absolute realization of all the possibilities that sleep in the clay of your heart. It knows your eternal potential, and it will not rest until it is wakened. Our spiritual lesson for today is from Matthew 18:20. For where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there am I among them. Today, we are welcoming some new members, and I'm really excited to be able to bring them into the fold, so to speak. My first memory at church myself had nothing to do with me being a member of anything. My first memory of church is when I was 3 years old, and I was the flower girl in my cousin's wedding. I remember this long, it was in the early 70s, so everything was long dresses at that time. If you were around then, you remember. I had this blue dress with daisies around the neck and long hair. And if you're old enough to remember what rag curls were, I had rag curls in my hair. And so they were long and flowing, and I thought I was spectacular until I got to the church. And I had to stand in front of all these people, and it was in a Catholic church, and I'd never been to a Catholic church before. And so there was a lot of pomp and circumstance and things that I was not comfortable with, and here I was standing 3 years old holding the hand of a boy I'd never met before. Looking around behind me, trying to see my parents who had my infant sister at the time, and they were in the crying room. If you've ever been to a Catholic church, they were in the crying room way in the back, so I couldn't really see them behind the glass. So here I was standing in front of hundreds of people in this Catholic church, and it was big and ominous. It was kind of traumatic. That was my first experience in a church. You'd think that would have turned me away, but no, it did not. No. Flash forward to 6 years later, well, a couple years later when I was 6 years old, I was baptized in a Lutheran church in California, and again, still early 70s, so had this really long skirt, to the ground, but it was this hideous, and I always told my mother this, it's like, I just hate this, blue and white check dress that went all the way to the ground, and my sister, who had the opposite red and white check, same dress, but a different color, and we all went to be baptized in the Lutheran church in Southern California. Barely remember it, I just remember the hideous dress. And being in California, we were more excited, I think, about going to Disneyland the next day than we were actually being in the church. So it was really in style to wear those dresses, but it still haunts me to this day. The next memory of church is when I was 10 years old, and I was in a pageant at Christmas, and I played Mary, which was extremely important for me. Mary is like the coolest, And so I was Mary, and at this point, I'd gone from a Catholic church for my first experience, and then the next experience was in a Lutheran church. Now I'm sitting in a Presbyterian church, which was a local church where I went to Sunday school for my formative childhood years, and we went there, and I just remember how important I felt sitting in front of all of these people as Mary in front of the baby, and it was so exciting. So that was my first positive experience in a church. Flash forward again. For some reason, you think I would just drop it, but no, I didn't. Flash forward to when I was in high school, young high school. I was at a Lutheran church again, and this time I was teaching Sunday school. And I went to church on Sunday, did Sunday school, and I was dating a Catholic boy. So I ended up going back to the Catholic situation where we ended up going to Catholic weddings, Catholic churches, and back to my Lutheran background. So I was jumping all over. This is my experience. So you wonder why I'm in Unity, right? So I'm jumping around with all these different experiences. And as a young adult, though, when I was real young and in college, I decided that I didn't want religion anymore. I didn't want anything to do with it. I felt it was negative. I thought they were oppressive. I didn't like the message I was getting from the pulpit about condemnation and judgment and going to hell. That whole message didn't fit me. It just didn't fit me. So I completely rejected religion for 10 years. I just didn't do anything at all religious. I didn't go to church. I barely went to weddings, and if I did, I was sat in the back. And I just didn't get involved. And so I think that though was a time where they call it the dark night of the soul, where I was really still not available, but I was longing for something, and something was missing. So as I got into my 30s, I started dabbling with healing arts. I became a massage therapist, so I was opened up to a whole new idea of how spirituality could become and be. I could be a healer. I could be someone who blesses. I could be somebody who brings about and manifests things for myself. I dabbled in a little bit of paganism for a while. I learned about that. I had a friend who was a Wiccan. I received healings from the Church of Divine Man, so I was really into that kind of energy healing and getting into that. And I attended a Unitarian church, got married in one, and married a Unitarian. So if you wonder why Rick is so weird, no, I'm kidding. Weird, a little bit different, but that's where he grew up. And he still considers himself a Universalist. But after all of this searching, and going from place to place, and bumping around and jumping around, I did end up being a minister in a progressive Christian church. I don't know how that happened. I ended up one day, I was working at a church, and the next day I was a minister. It really took longer than that, but you know what I'm saying. And I progressive Christian, but it still didn't quite fit. There was something wrong with this, and I was like, I'm missing something. How come I can't have these other ideas in with this Christian idea that I have, and how come that's not working out? Finally, I found unity. And I started to see that I didn't have to choose. I didn't have to say, I'm going to reject this and I'm only going to keep this as my belief system. I could take what was calling to my heart. The interesting thing about unity is that we respect people of all faith traditions. It's not just about what we believe, it's your path. It's where you are. And that's was the most beautiful thing. When I walk into Unity Church, it was like, hi, I am visiting and I am seeing you where you are. And you are coming to share that with us. Instead of me walking into a church thinking that they're going to give me what they believe, and that's not the case. And so I finally felt, oh my gosh, here I am home. And even though it took me a while to come back around to Unity full time, I still stayed with Unity principles even though I wasn't doing it full time. It became part of who I was. And finally, here I am. It is a full-time job, literally a full-time job plus. And I am so excited to share this with our new members today, this idea of you coming in as you are, with your own belief system, on your own path, with your own ideas, with your own experiences that you've had in your life that have shaped who you are today, and we are blessed that you are sharing that with us. It's not just about what we're going to share with you today. It's not about what I'm going to say to you today. It's about what you're going to share with us and how you're going to help us to build ourselves as a community. And interestingly enough, it's not about us. When you walk into Unity Church, it's never going to be, oh, you have to believe this. We're going to tell you, we're going to believe in you. And we know where you are. All of these life experiences that I've had and all the life experiences that you've had have happened on a continuum. Like human physical development or biological development, everyone takes their spiritual path on a specific trajectory. Everyone starts out with the same understanding. They may have different things in their environment that influence them, their belief system, their cultures, their socioeconomic status, all of that influences who they are religiously and spiritually. However, we all seem to follow the same kind of trajectory in our development. And so Unity teachings, we have come to the space in Unity teachings where we are at a space of, I'd like to say, spiritual maturity. When we started off, we didn't have that kind of spiritual maturity. We came into the world with this basic understanding that the people around us, our communities, our environments, they're the ones that support us, and that is our God. That is our experience. And as we get older, we start to seek for agency. We're looking for some reason why things happen. So we're seeking outside of ourselves to find out what that is. And obviously, at a very young age, someone has to be doing all of this. So you're looking towards that anthropomorphized God. And then as we get older, we get to be teenagers. And then it's all about the community. What is our friends? What do they think? What are they doing? How can I be part of this community? How can I be accepted? And not necessarily what your parents believed. Most of the time it's not. It's something totally rejected from what your parents believed. So you move into a new community and love of God, and your own identity of God starts to form when you're a teenager. Like me, a lot of people, when they get into college age, they start to look at their religions or their spirituality and they start to reject it. They say, that doesn't work for me. Some people take what they do want and move forward, and then other people completely drop religion altogether. The sad thing is that they don't pick it back up as they get older. As you get to be middle-aged, the beautiful thing about middle age is that you get to a point where you say, you know what, I don't have to worry about what other people think about me. I don't have to be a certain way, but I can believe what I want, and that is okay. It doesn't hurt someone else. It's not hurting someone else, and I can be okay with the fact that you have a different idea. I can be okay if your idea of God or spirit or source or whatever your name for God is, I can be okay with that. And that's the beauty of unity. We've come to a spiritual maturity where we're ready to accept and be and explore together this idea of spirit or source or whatever it is you call it. And we're trying to find our own way. And we're trying to find the truth. Now, whatever path it is you're on, we're all seeking truth. And when we come together seeking the same truth, then we know no matter which way you get there, we're still going to meet in the middle. And so that's the beauty of what's happening today with our new members, and we're inviting them to be here because they have decided to meet us in the middle and to be part of us and to move forward together as a group where we can be a community and we can walk that path towards that idea of how things are. For Unity membership, there are no requirements other than the desire to be the representation of your idea of God and to unfold spiritually. That's all we ask. We offer no prescribed doctrine. We have no prescribed creed other than to seek your truth and to follow the commandments of love thy neighbor and love your God. That's it. We unite so that we have a place to be together, to be here in community, to commit to one another, to commit to support each other, to be in our own, to have thoughts for each other and to share our spiritual powers. It's a place where we can strive to become a force for good. And I'm so excited that we have this opportunity together every time we meet, that we are a force for good. Even if we're not out doing stuff in the community, like when we're making sandwiches, or even when we're just here, our connection, our community, our consciousness is together, and we all work for that same greatest good. We believe Unity of Tacoma is not just a place. We are a people. And I always remember that from Thor, I think, said that. And we are not Asgard is not a place, it's a people. But Unity is not just a place, it's a people. We are a community. And whether we're in this building or online like you, or if you are out in the street walking around and meeting people, you are still Unity. You are Unity wherever you go. All things and all places are sacred in this world. And the only true sanctuary then is your own soul, is your own space, connection with God. Christ consciousness is the idea. It is the head of all of us. It is the idea that keeps us together, and it is the spirit that keeps us alive here at Unity. Unity means oneness. We create this unity by bringing with us our various backgrounds, our experiences, what we've had in our lives, whether we've gone to a Catholic church or a Lutheran church or a Unitarian church or whatever church it is that you've gone to. That's great. Bring that experience with you. Share that with us. Blend together with us in the name of that Christ consciousness, that idea of the source that is all and in all. And that's the meaning of unity. That you are just as important as everyone else. I'd like now to call up our new members. We have Sharon and we have Curtis. And Denise is going to show you where to walk because we don't want you tripping over the wires. Just you can stand right here. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm going to have Sharon, you're going to stand here because I'm going to have you come first. Okay. All right. And you just turn around. You don't have to, you're not on camera now. You don't have to worry about that. Yeah. I'll call you up. We have so many different cameras that we have different angles, so we need to make sure that you're in your specific spot. Okay. Those of you that came in, you have a responsive reading. And if you're not familiar with the responsive reading, I will read the light part or the M part, and you will follow me with the bold part or the C part. And so I will read, and then and I think, Victoria, you know how to do this, so if you could just lead that would be awesome. She's like, okay, if I got it. Okay. So, I come today understanding my true nature in God, that I may be aware of the power that is within me to bless. We bless you with power. And I also say to you that you are the foundation of this collective consciousness. Together, we come to see oneness as the tie that binds and allows something wonderful to happen today. We bless you with oneness. And from this day forward, you are neither strangers nor foreigners, but fellow children of the household of God in unity of Tacoma. We bless you with love. We are now one body in the temple of God at the unity of Tacoma. We bless you with peace. This day, this moment, this second, I again speak with realization and the truth of my oneness with the divine. We bless you with the joy of oneness. Thank you. You did really well. So I'm going to have Sharon step over first, and I'm going to give you this wonderful certificate. Come on over here as close as you can so you get in the camera. And I will read this to you. So, in the blessing presence of the indwelling Christ, I invite you, Sharon, to receive this blessing. You have come to this earth endowed with limitless possibilities. You have come to teach as well as to learn. You bring with you the gift of spirit, and it is your purpose to express those gifts. And so I ask you to accept this rose as a symbol of the beautiful Christ presence that dwells within you.
I accept.
I would hate it if you said you weren't. And if you want to go over there, and I'll help call up Curtis.
Lovely.
Thank you. Thank you. Curtis, come on up. And you have a wonderful certificate as well. I trust that you can put it right. Okay. He is not a new member. Come on over this way. He's not a new member, but a returning member. So he didn't really leave. The pandemic makes it so everybody had to come back. But here we are, reinstalling him as who he is supposed to be. So in the blessed presence of the indwelling Christ, I invite you, Curtis, to receive this blessing. You have come to the earth endowed with limitless possibilities. You have come to teach as well as to learn. You bring with you the gifts of spirit, and it is your purpose to express those gifts. And so I ask you to accept this rose as a symbol of the beautiful Christ presence that dwells within you. Okie dokie. He has a reading as well that he would like to share with us. Do you want me to hold that while you do that?
Please.
Yeah, I can do that. He's just going to step over to the other mic.
Well, those of you that know me probably know that I would have something to say. But there is an old saying that you can't ever go home again. Yes, you can. I love the opportunity for connection. My life is full of opportunities for togetherness. So I give thanks for all who fill my life with love, laughter, and joy. Each one of you is a gift. I'm home.
Welcome home, Curtis. Welcome home. And it is the Spirit that we honor and bless as we welcome the presence of Source on this wonderful occasion of celebration. We see you with the eyes of Spirit, and as you are, whole and complete, a child of the Most High. As a minister of this church, it is my privilege on behalf of this membership to receive you into the full and active membership of this church. Extending to you the right hand of fellowship, may you be eternally blessed. And for those of you that are here in the building, if you could please stand. And if you could, Curtis, and if you could share and could turn around and face them. And if you could extend your hands and say with me, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we witness the Christ within you. Amen. And now you can have a seat. And in a few minutes, we're going to go into meditation. We're going to walk through our own experiences of spiritual development through that meditation. But first, I'm going to have Nicola take us into a song before then. So thank you.
This is a song I wrote all about loving yourself more so that when it comes time to give, you have more to give. And sometimes that means putting space between you and those negative things in life, negative people, negative vices. But it's the lesson of, I'm worth it. I'm worth investing in. The time and space between us now is divided. You'll spend this time researching, I spend this space for realization. Today I won't fall to pieces. Today I won't fall into that space between us. The days and months were numbered with a thick black line. Well, I think I could have foreseen it won't transpire. Today I won't fall to pieces. Today I won't fall into that space between us. 'Cause I'm learning how to put me first, loving self to pay forward. Breaking free from the status quo to find new time, steering The moment in the headspace that I am in leaves me decided. From here on in, I know that I am worth it, yeah. Well, today I won't fall to pieces. Today I won't fall into that space between us. Today I won't fall to pieces. Today I won't fall into that space between us. That space between us. That space.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, what a perfect song to go into meditation. Take a breath, get into a position where you feel comfortably supported on the surface that you're sitting on. Whether you're at home sitting on the couch or leaning back on the bed or sitting on the floor on a yoga mat, whatever feels comfortable for you, just get into that space. The point is to be present right here, right now, as we take this journey together. Take another breath. Allow yourself to settle in, feeling completely safe and supported. And although you're sitting in this environment, you're going to turn your thoughts within. You're going to go within, connect with that source within us in that heart center. And as you sit there connecting, I would like you to bring to your mind's eye a staircase. It's a stone staircase. The walls are plain. There's nothing there but this staircase. And you're standing at the top. And you're compelled to take the step down. And then another step down. And as you continue to go down the staircase, you become more and more relaxed, more comfortable with every step. And the step winds around, the staircase winds around. And it keeps going as you become more and more relaxed with each step. And finally in front of you, you see that there is a landing. Just a few more steps. And when you get to that landing, you're completely relaxed, completely safe, supported by the light and love of God in each and every step that you make. And now that you're on this landing, you see in front of you that there is a door with this little brass doorknob. You reach out, you pull the door open, and on the other side, you see this opening of a path. You step out into this space, it's wonderful, safe, supportive, and you start to see things that might seem familiar to you. You're going to remember a time when you were very young. Maybe before you were able to form memories. And as you move through this space, walking slowly, meandering as you would if you were a little child, experiencing all the excitement and the wonder that's there. And you're taking this moment, this step, and you remember something. It may not be a specific memory, but you remember some inkling that you might have had of this spiritual essence. You were still connected to the source from which you came. You're still young. You still had that vibrant memory of what things were. And what are you experiencing? There is no right or wrong way. Just remember, whatever it is you're experiencing, you are completely safe. You're just watching yourself unfold. How did you feel supported? And as you keep walking forward, as you age, you become a child, no longer a toddler, and you start to have memories. Memories that were important, significant memories. What was your first significant memory of a spiritual thing that happened in your life? What was it in that moment that said, there's God? And as a child, you have all these ideas of what God was or what could have been. And it's a beautiful process to be where you are right then and right there. Because there is no wrong way to experience God. There's only different ways to experience. So remember that moment, good or bad, as a learning experience. moving forward to when you're a teenager and you start to do what your friends do and think like your friends think and decide that your parents, well, they might not have all the answers. So you seek on your own, you define your own God. But it's also the God of your friends because you want to be part of the group. What experience did you have at that age of spiritual enlightenment, spiritual experience that you might have had at that time? And again, there is no right or wrong way. It is just the way that you experienced it. As you move forward and you start to grow, get older, you become adult. And you start to question whether or not that this is the path that you want to continue on. What's important to me now? What can I let go of and what can I accept? Remember that time in your life. What was it that you accepted and what was it that you rejected? Again, completely safe and supported, you move towards where you are now. Where are you now? Where do you feel that your divine source comes from? Where are you fed spiritually? How do you feed yourself spiritually? What do you do for yourself? Because as an adult, you have the capacity to provide those experiences for yourself. You've come to a space of maturity where you've developed, you're sure, you've had your past experiences. All of those things have influenced who you are today. And you can be grateful for the person that you are. Whatever experiences you had previously, they have molded who you are today. And as you sit where you are, look ahead to see yourself in this universalized faith where you've come to the point where you've self-actualized. You have reached nirvana. How are you going to get there? What are you going to do? There is never an end to this spiritual growth. It only continues on. And we don't know what happens beyond this space when we are in this existence, but I like to have faith that it continues on and we continue to grow and expand. And how can we help you get there? And as you stand at the end of your, not at the end of your path, but where you are right now, turn around and see where you have been. And with gratitude, say thank you. Because without these experiences, you would not be who you are today. And you would not have the capacity to move forward to the next level if you hadn't done all of those things. And as you turn around, you notice that there is a door in front of you. Again, with a little brass doorknob. You turn the doorknob, walk through the door, and you see that there is a staircase. But this time, instead of going down, you're going back up. You go up the staircase one step at a time, and with each step, with gratitude and grace, you're moving up, becoming more aware of your body, leaving the experiences that you had behind you, taking what it is that you would like to take with you, and moving up the staircase towards your own conscious awareness. Take a breath. Start to feel your body in this physical form, feeling yourself supported on the surface that you're on. There are 2 more steps until you reach the platform of where you are in this physical space. 1, 2. And now that you're here at the top, you can start moving your body, waking it up, taking a breath. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and you can bring your awareness back into this room. Thanking every one of you for being here as we journey through this past life that we've had and bringing us to where we are today. I'm going to have Nicola sing us another song, and then we'll come back for our announcements.
That meditation actually fits perfectly with this song. This song's all about when things get hard in life, sometimes the only choice that you have to do is keep going. Under a Washington sky, the news is heavy, and thoughts are deep on your mind. The night reveals the truth in the blink of an eye. We are led onward by the moon. Under a Washington sky, there's no escaping reality. Fret will follow you or just pass you by. Calm before the storm begins to question why. Why is it always under a Washington sky? Under a Washington sky, the news broke and it broke me. I wondered if I'll ever forget. Sun lights the way no one wants to take, yet we can't fall asleep at night. Under a Washington sky, there's no time for regret. Fret will follow you or just pass you by. Calm before the storm begins to question why. Why is it always under Washington sky? Under a Washington sky, the news comes, ready or not. It came with a weight undefined. The early morning wakes from the darkness, and I'm already on my way gone. Under a Washington sky, there's no rhyme or reason for time. Fret will follow you or just pass you by. Calm before the storm begins to question why. Why is it always under Washington sky?
Thank you. That was perfect. Thank you so much. See, we have never worked together, Nicola and I. This is our first time. And one of the things that I feel is really important is when I'm doing a service or when I've planned something, I allow Spirit to do what needs to do. And I said to her, I said, you are called to what it is that you would like to sing, and everything turns out perfect. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right. Well, we've come to the portion of our service where we open our hearts to give. All donations that we get here at Unity of Tacoma support the missions and ministries and the musicians that we have here at Unity. And there are so many different ways that you can give. You can go to our Facebook page and give using the donate button at facebook.com/Unity of Tacoma to give via Facebook. You can go to our website at unityoftacoma.org/donate to give via PayPal. You can donate through Zelle using our telephone number 253-576-3225. Or you can mail a check to Unity of Tacoma, P.O. Box 112289, Tacoma, Washington 98411. And as we prepare to give, I'd like you to hold the intention in your hand, allowing the abundance to flow through you and circulate through you and as you. As Jesus said in Luke 6:38, give and you will receive. You will be given much, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, and it will spill into your lap. The way you give to others is the way God will give back to you. And as you visualize holding your gift in your hand, please repeat after me. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful for my blessings today. I am grateful in every way. And so it is. Amen. May the blessings of your gift bring so many blessings back to you. We are so grateful for each and every one of you, for those of you who are here and those of you who are online. We appreciate you every single Sunday and every time you tune in. For those of you who are members, who are already members and not here, and Sharon, I have a membership form for you if you need to fill it out. For those who are members or renewing members, please make sure to fill out your renewal form. And I have a couple of them for you to fill out if you're here in the building. And if you have renewal forms online, you know that you received an email with a link. If you did not receive that link, then you can email me at lori@unityoftacoma.org, and I will send you the link so you can renew your membership form. And if you could get that in by January 31st, that would be great, because we have a membership meeting coming up in February, and it takes a while to get all that administrative stuff in order. So we really appreciate it if you could get it in sometime before the 31st, which is Tuesday. Oh my goodness. Sunday, February 12th at 10 a.m., we have special guest speaker. We have Cindy Akana. So I'm excited to have her back with us. We also have on February 12th, after our message at 11:30, we're going to have a daytime sip and paint. So that means we'll be drinking coffee instead of wine, but you know. And we'll have lots of snacks though, because snacks are super important for me. And Denise is going to show us how to use watercolors to create 3 different types of Valentine cards. And there is one that is a bird, and it is so cute. And a little heart design, and another one is this really super cute gnome. So all using watercolors, and I've never used watercolors before, so I'm really looking forward to that. This class is given is an as you can give basis. So if you can give, great. We have a suggested donation of $20, but if that is impeding you from joining us, please do not let that. So please join us anyway. We will not turn you away. But we do only have 12 slots for this. So if you want to be part of this group and make these art pieces, please make sure that you sign up so you can do that. And I can send you a link. Again, email me at lori@unityoftacoma.org, and I will send you a link so you can sign up. Sandwich, I'm going to say that. Thank you. Next Saturday will be our sandwich making Sunday. Really excited because we've got a new grant to support that. So I'm really excited. Woo-hoo! So that will keep us going for a while. So we'll be making sandwiches. We will meet next Saturday, and I think that's the 4th. The 4th, and we're going to be here at Surge at 5401 South Tacoma Way. We'll meet here at 11 o'clock, and we put sandwiches together, make about 100 sandwich lunches with fruit and all kinds of different things. So Please make sure if you'd like to be here, you don't have to sign up, just show up and ready to make sandwiches. It takes about an hour to an hour and a half, so it doesn't take any time at all. So please join us next Saturday and at 11 o'clock, and we'll be making sandwiches for the homeless. And February 19th, please mark your calendars. We do have that annual member meeting. And afterwards, we're going to have what Victoria calls stoop. It's a stew and a soup, but runny soup. Runny stew is what it is. And so we're going to have a stoop and some ideas to get together, and hopefully, again, dessert, my favorite thing. So we'll be getting afterwards. During that meeting, we're going to meet in the kitchen so we can all sit in there and have our snacks and still have the meeting at the same time. So our benediction for today is John O'Donoghue's Belonging. I started with John. I'm going to end with John. He says, may you listen to your longing to be free. May the frames of your belonging be generous enough for your dreams. May you arise each day with a voice of blessing whispering in your heart. May you find a harmony between your soul and your life. May the sanctuary of your soul never be haunted. May you know the eternal longing that lives at the heart of time. May there be kindness in your gaze when you look within. May you never place walls between the light and yourself. May you allow the wild beauty of the invisible world to gather you, mind you, and embrace you in belonging. I want to thank everybody for being here today. We're going to have another song. You all know Let There Be Peace on Earth is our song. If you could please stand, that would be great. And if you know the words, sing along. If not, just sway back and forth and just feel the love and the support that you'll get from the music.
On earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be my moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joy.